Breaking news we have to report to you today from the island of Mauritius. Listen here. You see the title. There's a new report out. Shout out to Business Insider Africa. They always come with the facts on the continent, the data, the statistics, the best competitive countries in Africa because it's paramount. If you are somebody researching Africa, looking to locate to Africa, don't do what we did when we first arrived. We did not do this deep level of research. No, and it was a pandemic. But you have the advantage here of having this list right in front of you of the top 10 least corrupt countries in Africa as of July 2026. This is a fabulous list. We love going through it with our clients. It changes throughout the season. Some get higher up in corruption, some get lower in corruption, higher up on the list. Yeah. But we are going to break them down today. Stay tuned. Like this video, share with 25 people and pay attention. You might want to take out your notepad, your notebook, your pen, your pencil, your iPad, your Android pad, whatever you got, take it out because this is information you need to have.
Pay attention to the countries on this list that's consistent. That's very important right there.
True.
I would say that because there's countries that come and go, but there's countries that really stay on a list for years and years to come, and has been on this list since the I'd say
2015, 2014.
Yeah, 5-10 years.
They have a long track record. I mean, it's important to look at a track record of a country, not just African countries, but European countries. America, we look at the track record of America all the time, don't we, y'all? We be on this channel looking at history, analyzing history, trying to see what the trends are, see how we're going to maneuver in the last days. So let's go through here. Number 1 is Seychelles. Seychelles is an island nation off the coast of Ethiopia. So it's up there. It's quite a couple thousand miles north of us. We are down south in the Indian Ocean, but Seychelles is up there. It is visa free for Americans. It is a financial hub, one of the most prominent, dominant private wealth hubs of the African continent. Most people don't understand that, but check that out. It is also the number 1 least corrupt country on the continent of Africa. Seychelles has 135,000 people or something like that. So it's just a small territory where you can get in, where you fit in, chill, retire, invest. You have your stuff together. You want to relax. You don't want to be bribed every 5 seconds. That's an island that you could live on and enjoy. Number 2 is shocking. Cabo Verde, Cape Verde, off the west coast of Africa, off the coast of Cameroon, south of Ghana. Cape Verde is a conglomerate of multiple island nations, and it's scoring number 2, okay? Cape Verde is now number 2 in the ranking. They have made their way up. So that shows me as an analyst, as somebody who thinks consulting strategy, they are being more transparent about their laws. They probably have digitization that's allowing people to go into the country, deploy capital, retire, invest, have tourism there because it's not too far from Spain, so people can go there and enjoy. Now, we'll have to check. Is Cape Verde visa free for Americans? I believe it is, but leave a comment down below if you want to check Google real quick. Number 3 is Botswana. Botswana is number 3 at this time for least corrupt countries in Africa. Botswana has done a really, really good job being a diamond economy, being an economy that has no ocean, no port. Botswana is excellent at ensuring that there is no corruption in their country. I mean, we have friends in Botswana, lots of them, previous clients in Botswana that say, they keep things up to par down there. The infrastructure works, and it may not be like nightlife central. It may not be all the diaspora central, but when it comes to infrastructure, they don't play. And that's a real investor's paradise where you can just come in, the infrastructure works, the society functions, the people are kind, they're not bribing you under the table, demanding stuff from you. I mean, this is an African country that is leading the game right now.
As Botswana is a beautiful, beautiful country. This is something that people have to realize. You don't want to go to countries where, I guess depending on the person, to be honest. Okay. Because it's different type values. The values of a person, how they live life and stuff.
That's true.
For us, we are a family of 8. We have 6 children, so we just want to keep our head down, stay in the house, go out as a family, come back, and that's it. So Botswana is one of those countries, right?
Yep.
Also, I believe the next country is
Rwanda.
Rwanda. So Rwanda is a beautiful place. It's very clean. You know, they have some history that you're not supposed to talk about, and I'm pretty sure they made movies about it and things like that. So I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But Rwanda is one of very similar to Botswana also. Where it's just laid back. You do what you do. You say hi to your neighbors, and that's it. You don't want to just go to a country where it's just tourist party and this and that, because that's where the problems come in, to be honest.
That's true.
This is what we see since we've been here on the continent for 6 years. We see people come and go, and the people that usually go is the ones that want to do that, and try to live a little bit too much life.
That's
so that's very important right there. So
that's good.
You got to really consider what is important to you and how is the country going to fit you. So the next country is
Mauritius, obviously my favorite on the list. Coming in the top 5, number 5 is Mauritius, our country of choice on the continent. Since we have been living here almost 3 years now, have given birth here, although we've given birth to 2 children in Tanzania as well. We have 1 child born in Mauritius, but Mauritius is our country of choice on this list. We are a little bit biased because we live here, because most of our clientele, most of our friends, most now even our families moving here. And so we are a little bit biased, but it makes it so easy to get here. That's why people come. That's why it has such large numbers of people all across the world quietly investing, not loudly investing. The whole culture of Mauritius is private, quiet wealth, quiet retirement. Quiet, this is where I'm going to go with my family. I'm escaping the West. I'm very cognizant of that. I want to be on an island nation. That is the very culture of Mauritius.
I'll say quiet abundance.
Absolutely. And it's visa free for Americans, offers 10 and 20-year residence if you're getting a retirement permit, if you're getting a self-employed entrepreneur permit, if you're an investor, if you want to be a digital nomad, guess what? It's up in par with Spain, Bali, Italy, the countries that offer digital nomad visas. Very rare on the continent of Africa. On this list, Seychelles, Botswana, and Mauritius have the digital nomad visa. Now, number 6 also has it. There's a 6 months, not as long as Mauritius, and it's not free. Mauritius's digital premium visa is free. We are on it and have renewed it multiple times. But number 6 is Namibia. Not a bad one either. We've had friends go to Namibia. We've had people in our network go to Namibia and really enjoy it because they are looking for what? Remember, we were talking values, people. These are married couples. These are couples that aren't necessarily trying to start a party, aren't trying to be seen, but they want to move to the continent quietly. They want to invest quietly. They want to contribute to the economy. They want to contribute to a network and build their network in these Southern Africa countries. And by the way, I think we're seeing a theme here. Does anybody else see a theme? I think the theme is Southern Africa. The infrastructure is better in Southern Africa than most other regions of the continent. But now we got to head to the west side of the continent because the West is really upscaled. Like, after these top 6 countries, the next 4 are West African countries, which shocked me because West Africa typically isn't known for anti-corruption, but hey, they're stepping up their game. Maybe we'll be visiting West Africa soon because that's lit, right? Look, number 7 is Senegal. Senegal is visa free for Americans. Hello, visa free. That means you jump off your plane, go to the immigration stand, talk to them, and you're like, yeah, this is my US passport. And they're like, oh, come in, great, fabulous. No fees, no 100, no 150, no 250. Come on in. It's great. Now they speak French in Senegal, so you're going to have to get used to that. You might want to practice bonjour, okay? Ça va. You might want to practice all that stuff. Like I'll be trying to practice. You could want to practice that because they're going to be speaking French to you, but don't let that hold you back. I live in a French-speaking country, okay? And I am enjoying my time in a French-speaking country. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Next is Benin. Benin is coming up in the ranks as well because Benin isn't visa free. But guess what Benin did? Shout out to Benin.
Citizenship.
They put out that citizenship and they said anyone of African descent, as long as their ancestors have been through the slave trade, as long as they don't have double residency. So you cannot be a Nigerian that has a Nigerian passport or a Sierra Leonean that has a Sierra Leonean or a Ghanaian passport. You have to be an American that does not have double citizenship yet. And so your second country would be Benin. And it's looking like if they're doing anti corruption, they're practicing transparency. This looks like a good sign. Like if you've been looking at Benin, this is a really great sign. But we're 10 minutes in, and I made a grave mistake here. Here's my mistake. I forgot to tell you about the mature adult intensive. I'm sorry. I forgot to do it. And it's horrible that I did that because there's 24 hours left to sign up. See, there's like 2 or 3 slots available. And the conversation that we are having right now, we go even more in depth over 4 weeks, preparing your mindset, your finances, your strategy, your go to market entry in America before you exit out of Africa so that you are not traveling everywhere every 30, 60, 90 days, but so you can actually get roots and long term residence because these countries on this list, all of them have long-term residency. That's not going to cost you a bribe fee, an extra this, run around the block. They're not doing that. They said they want to be moral and upright with you. They value you as an African American, okay? Number 9. This is amazing. This is a country that I really do want to visit. We definitely do have to visit West Africa. Cote d'Ivoire. The Ivory Coast, okay? The Ivory Coast also speaks French. It's not visa free for Americans, but their economy is amazing. Like if you look at Ivory Coast real estate, if you look at the city, the main city, Ivory Coast is doing it. Like they look like they have a tech hub. Like, yeah, they're speaking French, but I'm telling you, don't let that hold you back. We have lived in countries where English is not the predominant language, and we don't mind. We lived in a nation where Swahili was predominant. Now we live in a nation where French is predominant. Okay. You have English speakers in both countries, but don't let learning another language hold you back because that could be your access point. That could be a point of reference for you to teach your children another language. And it could be a blessing for you in that country if you are unafraid to learn a new language. Now, lastly, is Ghana. I really like this. I like that Ghana has gone up in the ratings. Ghana did not used to be on the anti corruption list. Okay. I don't know who moved off the list. I'm trying to think who moved off of it. I'll have to compare notes, but Ghana has moved up. Ghana did not used to be in the top 10, but Ghana has been home of the diaspora for 40, 50, 60 years. I mean, Kwame Nkrumah led the independence revolution, and now they're like, we're ready to also be anti-corrupt. We're ready to let you in. Put your money to the markets. They have even lowered the threshold for investment, so you can literally invest with 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. There's no threshold there anymore. If you are in Tanzania or Kenya, it's 100,000, 150,000. But these countries on the anti-corrupt list, I'm telling y'all, we be seeing the patterns. These countries do not require those large lump sums of money because if you go over to Europe, places like the Netherlands let American investors, freelancers come in for $4,000 in the bank. Let's be competitive on the global scale, okay? And these 10 countries are absolutely killing it.
This is a list for anti-corruption in Africa, right? So this is something that is very important that we learned just being here.
6 years.
Yeah, 6 years that you have to just know. Because if you don't, you're going to run into problems. You're going to waste money. You're going to waste time. You're going to get your energy drained out of you. Like, really. Yeah. It's really deep because once you come here to the continent of Africa, it's supposed to be a place of healing. As soon as you touch down, you're going to feel more abundant. That's why I say it's a quiet abundance in some of these places that a lot of people don't talk about. So, look, and I already know what people are going to say. It's corruption everywhere, right? But you have to think the countries here in Africa, on the continent, they have been independent for about 60, 61, 62 years. So this is something that goes with that you have to think about because today is July 3rd. There's a big deal with America, 250 years of independence. So when you think about that and all the corruption there, and then these countries here is still building infrastructure, still living life abundantly. They have been building, and we just want you guys to come here and grow with the continent. That's point blank period. So
yes. Yeah. And I'm so glad you said that because there's also levels to corruption. Typically from a Westerner, you can't even fathom what corruption is on the continent because you've never seen it in that format. In America, corruption is President Donald Trump, Epstein, all the elites. And it may not touch you that bad because in the public free market space, you have regular labels on prices, you have regular attorneys. Now, you will encounter corruption with attorneys in America. You will definitely encounter that. But for the most part, you're not going to have issues with starting a business in America. There's nobody there to bribe you. You're not going to have issues with immigration in America. Well, can't even say that. The Mexicans do have issues with that. But as an American citizen, you're not. Yeah. So they have gotten even more corrupt.
Yeah, it's deep. So
it's a corrupt world. But
exactly,
these 10 countries stick out because at the end of the day, they are the ones that are trying to be competitive and transparent in a world that's growing increasingly corrupt. These 10 countries shine a light. And I just like to give a round of applause to them. I think y'all should give them a round of applause in the comments. Which one of these countries are you most likely to want to live in long term? And which one would you visit? Because these countries are putting in the work, even if it's quiet and people aren't noticing. All right, y'all, that's it for this video. Shalom, shalom. We'll see you in the next one.